Here's how I made the biggest body transformation of my life, so you can just copy me. A few years ago, I used to look like this. I was fat, insecure, and had like no confidence whatsoever. Here's what I look like right now, and I'm so much more confident, and I'm actually happy with the way that I look in the mirror. I'm gonna break this down into 3 parts: the mindset, the eating habits, and the training. Because these 3 together is the magic formula to get you similar results to me. Part number 1, the mindset. When I talk about mindset, I specifically mean your self-belief and your self-image. Because be honest with yourself, when you look in the mirror, do you actually like what you see? Or do you feel just disappointment instead? I personally know what it feels like to not like what you see, right? So that's why we have to focus on the mental part first before anything else. There's a quote that I really like about this. The person who believes that they can do something and the person who believes that they can't, they both are usually right. What really helped me with, improving my mindset was to just figure out my reason why. Ask yourself the question, why do I want to change my body in the first place? And go deep with this. I didn't want to look good just for the sake of looking good. I wanted to be more confident. I wanted more attention from girls. And I wanted to be happy with the way that I look. These were the reasons why I personally wanted to change my body. Once you figure out your own personal reasons, then use them as motivation to take action. Create this new identity around yourself that is much more encouraging and positive in general. Instead of thinking about something that is challenging, oh, I could never do this to begin with, so I shouldn't even try. Then say to yourself, why not me? Why couldn't I do this? I have what it takes, but I just need to believe in myself. I see people with great looking bodies. Why not me? I see people who are so much more positive. Why not me? Start having this internal dialogue with yourself, and I promise you, once you get your brain into this positive loop of thinking, it will actually put a smile on your face because you will realize that you have what it takes all along, as long as you just believe that you can do it. If you want my personal help to transform your body, but also your mindset at the same time, then just click the first link in the description. Part number 2, the eating habits. Now, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I don't like to eat junk food and have snacks from time to time. However, there's a massive difference between making it a habit and somewhat of a special occasion. One of the biggest reasons I took my body from looking like this to now looking like this was by improving my eating habits. What I specifically mean with this is to make a conscious decision to actually eat better food. Instead of eating these processed foods with just trash ingredients, then just put some damn effort in to actually eat better foods. Now, I don't mean that you have to eat salads and, drink water every single day. What I do mean is that you replace the bad habits with good habits. And, for me personally, I don't like using the word diet like whatsoever because, it implies that you're gonna do something for a limited amount of time and then you go back to your old ways. I like to think about it like a lifestyle instead. You slowly add changes into your life that makes it sustainable but also enjoyable at the same time. And by doing it this way, you actually stay consistent. And being consistent is what's going to get you the results. Here's the truth, right? The majority of people who go on these diets, they usually do it for a limited amount of time, like I said, a couple of months, and then they just go back to their old ways of eating. And what do you think is going to happen when they go back to their old ways of eating? The weight that they lost is just slowly coming back again because it wasn't sustainable or even enjoyable to begin with. So they just wasted those couple of months for nothing. Now, how do I know that this is happening? Because this exactly happened to me before I started to think about it like a lifestyle instead of a diet. Now, when I say turn it into a lifestyle, it doesn't have to be complicated like whatsoever. Just replace these processed foods with whole foods, foods with like no weird ingredients in them, and keep it basic, like chicken, fish, beef, rice, potatoes, just basic ingredients, and this will take you a very long way. There are so many different ways to prepare the same kind of ingredients so they taste different every single time. There are literally thousands and thousands of recipes out there that you can just experiment for yourself. Besides just the daily foods that you eat, you can also make changes to your snacks without limiting yourself. Instead of having sugary snacks and chips, for example, then you can have fruits or popcorn instead. If you like soda, like me personally, then just go for the sugar-free version instead, and you can still enjoy yourself. You know, slowly adding healthier options into your life over time. This will make a massive difference, not only in the way that your mind feels, but how your body looks as well. Trust me when I say this. Part number 3, the physical training. Now, improving the way that you eat will make you lose fat, but you also want to build some muscle at the same time, right? And this is where the physical training comes in. Now, you have to make a decision on what kind of fitness goals that you have. Do you want to get better with bodyweight exercises, or do you want to do more like a weightlifting style? For me personally, I much prefer the weightlifting, so I am going to the gym. Now, I've noticed recently, and probably you as well, that training has just become so overcomplicated for no reason. All these scientific studies, and you should do this and this angle and this. But I'm going to do my best to keep it as simple as possible. There is 2 main rules that you have to follow. Learn good form and do progressive overload. You know, learn the exercises properly before you add any more weight. By doing it this way, you actually gain muscle faster and you reduce the risk of injuries. Because I'm going to give you an honest truth. No one gives a shit about your ego lifting. You think that you look cool and that, oh, I'm this strong guy. But trust me when I say this, you just look stupid more than anything else. Now, progressive overload, that is basically just that you do more than you did the last workout. So let me give you an example. Let's say you do bench press for 10 reps in one workout. The next time that you're going to train chest, you try and do 11 reps on the bench press instead. This is basically the whole idea behind it. And how I personally track this is just by using the notes on my phone, and it doesn't get like any easier than that. To help you along the way, I'll put a picture on the screen right now so you see what it looks like. To get you started along the way as well with going to the gym, I'll put a workout routine on the screen right now that you can copy for yourself or, you know, get some inspiration from. The whole idea that I want to get across with this part is that you just move your body more. You know, making small adjustments over time, like taking the stairs instead of the elevator. This makes a big difference in the long run because you just move your body more in general. Now, if you focus on these 3 things, improving your self-belief, improving your eating habits, and moving your body more, the results will come, and I promise you this. You know, just be patient and slowly get more consistent over time, and everything will work out just fine. Now, if this feels a bit overwhelming and you want a simpler breakdown, then click and watch this video next.